Alright guys, so today we're going to just review our compound inequalities. So if I look at number 1 there, it says a minus 4 is less than negative 9, or a divided by 4 is greater than or equal to 2. So we have that word or right there in the middle. So remember, that's like our little brick wall. Okay, and we have two separate equations. We have the one on the left, a minus 4 is less than negative 9. That's equation number 1. And on the right we have a divided by 4 greater than or equal to 2. So that's going to be equation number 2. So let's solve equation number 1. We have a minus 4. So to get rid of minus 4, we're going to add 4 to both sides of our inequality. And drop down that a, bring down our inequality symbol, and then negative 9 plus 4, that gives us negative 5. Okay, a is all by itself there, so we come over to equation number 2. This says a divided by 4, so to get rid of dividing by 4, we're going to multiply by 4 on both sides of our inequality here, so these are going to cancel. Left with a, bring down your inequality symbol, make sure you include that equal to underneath it, and then 2 times 4 is 8. Okay, now that they're both solved, we're going to rewrite it, put that word or back in the middle, so a is less than negative 5, or a is greater than or equal to 8, and then time to graph. Alright, so smaller number goes on the left, that is negative 5, it gets an open circle. Okay, bigger number goes on the right, that is 8, and it is our equal to here, so we're going to do a closed circle. Okay, and then if we go back and do our shading, it says less than negative 5, so that's shading to the left. And then it says greater than 8, so that's going to shade to the right. Okay, and remember, when they're or problems, we always want to have them shading opposite directions. It's one or the other. Okay, now on to equation number 2. So it says v is minus 10 is less than negative 3, and negative 2v is less than or equal to negative 2. So we have that word and there. Remember, that's our little invisible wall. Okay, equation number 1's over there on the left. V minus 10 is less than negative 3. That's equation number 1. And then on the right we have negative 2v less than or equal to negative 2. So let's take a look at equation number 1. That says v minus 10 is less than negative 3. So to get rid of minus 10, we're going to add 10. Remember, you're always doing the opposites here. Alright, drop down your v, bring down your symbol. Negative 3 plus 10 is 7. Okay, then we can come over to the right-hand side there. Negative 2v is less than or equal to negative 2. Now remember, when they're touching each other, that's multiplication right there in the middle. So to undo that multiplication, we're going to divide by negative 2. And I made sure I got the negative as well. Bring down my v. I divided by a negative, so I have to flip my symbol. Negative 2 divided by negative 2 is 1. Make sure you guys type that in your calculator. Don't just guess. Actually type it in. Alright, we're going to rewrite it now. V is less than 7. Throw that word and back in there. V is greater than or equal to 1. Alright, time to graph. Get your graph in there. Okay, now our smaller number goes on the left. That is 1. Be very careful there. And that's going to have a closed circle. 1's on the left with the closed circle. And then we come over here to the right to do 7. That's going to be your open circle. Now when we have and, we want it to be greater than 1 and less than negative 7. So we want everything in the middle. So when we're doing and, we want what's in the middle of our circles. Alright, we got one left to go, and that's the one that I know you guys are having troubles with. So let's see what's going to happen here. Okay, so this is the one where there's no word. Remember, if there's no word, that just means and. Okay, so when we had this, notice how 3x plus 1, that's in the middle. That's what you're trying to get solved. You're trying to get this x alone. Get x alone. So in the middle with x is a 1 a plus 1, and a times by 3. Okay, so remember, we kind of treated these like we had two equal signs almost. So to get rid of plus 1, we're going to subtract 1. When we do that, we have to do it from all three sides. Okay? So negative 23 minus 1, that's negative 24. Bring down your symbol. Bring down that 3x. Those 1's canceled. Bring down your symbol. Negative 5 minus 1, that's negative 6 there. Alright, then the last thing we got to do is divide out by that 3. Same idea, divide all three sides. You want to get x completely by itself. And you want to make sure that you're keeping your equation balanced. So we should get negative 8 less than or equal to x less than or equal to negative 6. So then when you guys go to graph this here, the smaller number goes on the left. The smaller number here is that negative 8. It's farther away from 0 than negative 6 is. Alright, they're both going to get closed circles. And then remember when we talked about this, another way that we could read this was in between. So we could say that x is in between negative 8 and 6. So notice how I throw that and in there right there. So that means we want in between negative 8 and negative 6. Alright guys, good luck reviewing. Good luck on your quiz. You guys will do fantastic. I will see you on Monday.